Oh my gosh,
Fundamentals.
we would be the bad boys of Little League. I'm telling you now, we would beat the tar out of the other team.
I'm just gonna go out and say it. Joey Chestnut has to be on the pub.
Has to
Mount
be.
Pubmore. I mean,
Has to be.
Dramatic, man. That was a journey.
Man, I'm gonna get real theological on y'all. I think we're all a little soft and misunderstood. I'll just be real honest.
Get Luke Combs. I was begging for Luke Combs not too long ago. We'll get Luke Combs on here. I challenge Luke. I think I can actually beat him in shotgunning a beer. So if he thinks he's got the cojones to come on and try, then by all means, Luke, bring it on.
That's the intro. You just hit my promo for me, James. I love it. Episode 146. It's the Three Amigos. We're getting used to this. This is this intimate pub, man. That's what we're here for. Devin might be joining us later. Work, golf, life gets in the way. But Matt, RIP, from across the pond, I'll pour some tea out for you tonight. He was gonna join us, and then just too tired. I mean, it's 1 a.m. for him, 2 a.m. by the time we get done. So, yeah, but he is alive. We have laid contact on him, or his captor has DM'd me from his Instagram messages. But either way, we think Matt's alive, so love to see it. Dr. Tim Fano with the beautiful face going on right there, and then
Not a doctor.
the Ultimate Lions hoodie you got going on.
Oh yeah, villain. Big shout out to Pub Sports Etsy, Papa Hacky or Coach Teacher did great. So thanks, man.
Thank you. And then Preacher Man Fitzsimmons, just you're in the grind, man. We're in the mud. We're getting it. It's Easter. Just this is what you've been working for all year long, baby. Easter Sunday, it's coming.
I mean, kind of, sort of. I think more. Yeah, I don't know. I've got thoughts. Attend Holy Week over Easter. That would be my hot take. I mean, obviously, you should always attend take the whole weekend, get the whole weekend. But I'm more of a Good Friday over Easter Sunday type of person.
Okay.
If you really can only do one, but most people are going to do Easter Sunday. I mean, that's just typical. But if you can,
what do you call
Friday
Saturday? I've always wondered this. You get Good Friday, Easter Sunday. What do you call Saturday?
Most people do Easter Vigil on Sunday morning, but I'm trying to think if Saturday there is a name for this, and I should know this because I took worship class. It's not a commonly celebrated, or it's not highly attended. That's part of it.
Okay. Hey, educational, baby. That's what we're talking about. Well, speaking of education, our random sports fact this week, I kind of gave you guys a quick 30-second head start here to find your favorite sports stats. I'm going to give you some of mine, but they're also the most irritating sports facts. Shout out to Pick Six. They put these out, and I was like, dude, I am all for this. And some of them I've heard before. Some of them I had it. But I'm going to start you with the all-time favorite for me. Adam Vinatieri. He retired with 599 made field goals. One away from 600. I just feel like we could have had one more in there, right? Maybe just sign for week one, kick a field goal, get your 600, and you're out. Like that one it's always special to me. Like I was like, he could have done it. He knew what he was doing.
Or like the last week of that season.
They
probably weren't contending for anything. Just put him out there and let him kick a field goal.
Exactly. We had Fat Randy for a while. I'll be damn sure that we could have cut Fat Randy for Adam Vinatieri to go, but so be it. Tim, you might like this one or maybe not. Barry Sanders had 99 career rushing touchdowns in 10 seasons. He averaged 9.9. One tutty away from being 10 for 10.
Wow. Dang.
So close. The third one, this one goes out to the tight ends, baby. Shannon Sharp had the most receiving yards by a tight end at 214. Kettle had 210 yards in the first half against Denver. Did not catch a single ball after halftime. 210 receiving yards in the first half. 0.
Jeez. That is tough.
Makes you break your heart a little bit. AP, Adrian Peterson,
Yeah.
was just 9 yards short of breaking the single season record. 9 yards. That's all you need. Could have replaced
Dang.
Dickerson, but that's how it goes. And the final one I got for you, Eli Manning had his 210 starting game streak snapped for 1 week. Then he came back the next week to start. I remember that happening. Like, are they really going to like bench this guy, snap the streak? And they didn't have another option. Eli goes back out there the next week. Had to start back at 1. Tough for Eli and Giants fans.
Jeez.
So, were you guys able to find a interesting sports stat, or something that maybe broke your heart, or that you really like looking at stats, or just impressive?
I got one that fits the
Ooh.
mold here.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers had 45 touchdowns in 2011 going into the final week. They benched Rodgers. I think he might have been, I'm trying to remember what the record was at that time. I think it was Manning with 49 was the touchdown record in a season. Then later Manning shattered it with the Broncos like 2 years after that. But it was like this Rodgers, if he plays the first half, he gets it. Well, he didn't play the game. But then Matt Flynn, the final week of the season, set the Packers franchise record for touchdown passes in a game with 6. So it was like, if there was like a team stat for most passing TDs by a team, I think we set that mark between Flynn and Rodgers that year.
Yeah. Oh.
And it was just kind of funny because then Flynn for a while was our game touchdown leader, and then Rodgers tied him.
That's wild. Like,
But
could
then
you
that
imagine
even
like Matt
ties-
Flynn?
So that even ties in, is then Rodgers throws 6 touchdowns in the first half against the Bears. They're at 42-0. He gets 1 possession coming out of the half, and they punt.
Oh.
And then he's just benched the rest of the game. So he could have gotten 7 touchdowns, but just
All the
tied
great
NFL record.
Like
Didn't happen.
Packers quarterbacks, and it's like Matt Flynn, top of the record.
I know.
That's crazy. Dr. Tim Fana.
Yeah, so had to look this one up naturally. I like looking at goalies for hockey, and I was like, what's the longest save streak? Like, how many shots has a goalie taken consecutively and just stonewalled people? Do you guys want to take a guess? Because
In a game?
we're
Or
talking
like
about shots?
like a streak?
just in a streak, like in a season, how many shots has a goalie consecutively blocked in a season?
Smokes.
Right.
Consecutive. I'm going to say
Man.
the thing is, I feel like you could do I think you could have a string of he's going for his 5th shutout in a row, and
Yeah.
if and that's low balling. I mean, it could be like he's going for 9 in a row or something. So I'm trying to think I would guess 122. That's my
Okay.
guess.
All right. Hacky, what do you got? What's your guess?
I'm gonna say 313. Don't know why.
That's too.
Okay. So Fitz, you're pretty close. It's 145.
Nice.
Ooh.
So on NHL records.com. So it's interesting. So this person's in 3rd place. It's Brian Bosher for the Phoenix Coyotes back in 2003, 2004. He had 145 consecutive saves, which is like, oh my gosh. Like, I
How many
remember just
games?
playing.
That's got to be 6 games or something.
Well, let's see. So the start date, yeah. So he began on the 22nd of December, and then the streak ended the 11th of January. So there must have been a hot streak,
Man.
several games where he just was on fire.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just thinking back to my street hockey days. Every game I would let in maybe 2 or 3. I can't imagine taking 145 shots from
That's
professional
crazy.
athletes. Yeah. So what was interesting was, and I hadn't really dissected this. So he was ranked 3. So there's 2 people ahead of him, Alec Connell from the Ottawa Senators back in 1917. Apparently they weren't tracking saves, but he apparently had a streak between January 28th and February 22nd, where apparently he just didn't
one
let a
scored.
goal in. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's in second place is George Hainsworth from the Canadiens back in 28-29. And apparently he went on a streak from February 23rd to March 10th. But again, saves weren't tracked. So, like, who knows? They could have hit 160, 170.
Yeah.
But that's just crazy. That is just
That is
nuts,
crazy.
man.
Golly.
So, yeah, there's no other. So the only other, like, what you would consider, I guess, modern player, he's all the way down at number 11. And he has 112 saves. And I can't even pronounce his name. It's like Ilya Brazgalov for the Flyers. But he played back in, when is that? He played back in 2011. So, like,
Okay.
every other player is way back in the day when they didn't even track it. It's like, oh, yeah, they just had a month where they just didn't let any goals in. It's like, what?
Like,
What?
That's great. Like, I guess shooters just got better. Like,
Yeah.
that's wild.
Offenses got better. Shooters got better. Different
know-
game, but still, man.
If Goldberg from Mighty Ducks could have lived up to his hype, maybe he could have broke the record for us. Maybe he was the goalie we all needed.
The chosen one.
All right. Well, let's transition. It's baseball. It's opening day. All three of us, not necessarily big baseball fans. We wish Devin was here, but it's still opening day, and it's some great odds and some great storylines that we'll talk about here. So let's just dive straight into it. Opening day odds of who's going to bring home the championship. Astros still leading the way strong, plus 600. Astros just know how to win. Tim's loving it, throwing up the money. Dodgers at second, plus 800. Yankees are right behind them at plus 850. Braves have teetered between 800 and 900. Right now they're at plus 900. Mets also at plus 900. There's your top 5 teams to bring home the World Series. You look at all 5 of those teams, they're teams that were successful last season. It feel like they just got better this offseason. As long as injuries stay out the way, I don't disagree with this list at all. I can't think of a dark horse just because there was so much talent on these 5 teams alone. Vegas got this thing right in my eyes. Any thoughts for you all?
Where's Philly? They were the hot team at the end of last year. I feel like they're being snubbed again.
I'm gonna look that up because you're right. I mean, they were hot. They're at plus 15.
Okay, yeah, they're not far behind.
So they're in the top tier, I'd say.
Mariners got streaky too at the end of the year.
Yeah, they
They
did.
got really hot.
Might be worth putting some money on them. If it's always, oh, okay. So every time I see something like this, and they're like, oh, most of the players are coming back, I think of like the Bucks when Tom Brady, won the Super Bowl, and all the analysts are like, they're not losing anyone, like they're going to be so good. Same thing with the Rams. Like Rams ran it, they looked great, and then this year, really, they got plummeted with injuries. So like, I think all these are red herrings. If I were you, Fitz, if you think they were getting hot, I'd put some money on Philly, man. I'd just do it.
I like the Mariners. I like Julio Rodriguez, just one of the youngest upcoming players, and they got really hot at the end of the year. I'm looking at their roster. I just don't know much about baseball, but I think the Mariners will be solid this year. But I don't know if they'll win the World Series. See, that's just too steep. I would
But see, that's steep. That's just the right amount of steep to
I
put some money on, because that's really good. Like, I don't know baseball well enough either, but like, how often are these 5 teams?
Yeah.
Like, are they in contention pretty much every year, or is
That's
it
how
like,
all these
Pretty much, yeah.
And that's how all these always go. And you got to find the diamond in the rough. I'm still watching I put down, I think 2 beers, two imaginary beers, $8 on the Nuggets to win the NBA Finals. And they had some crazy odds. I think they were like 6th. I think out of all the teams, they were like number 6. And I'm like, they got Jamal Murray back, and they got Jokic. And like I was like, I'm gonna take a chance. I don't know if they'll do it, but I think they definitely have a shot, and they're running right now. So I just don't know enough about baseball, but I would say that if you know baseball and you believe in the Phillies or Mariners, those might be two sneaky ones. Just to, hey, put a beer on it and see if it goes anywhere.
Well, Mariners at plus 1,900, 2,000. I mean, you put down $100.
Yeah.
You're walking
Like,
away
it's
with
just
$2
good
grand.
odds.
Yeah.
It's better than wasting a pick on the Astros that, like Tim said, they're probably just going to kiss of death. It's not going to happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, I really like the Astros winning, but to me, there needs to be more controversy. They need to do something to spice things up because, like, this whole just winning it and that's kind of it is getting old. Like, they need to
Bang
Come
on
on,
some more
let's-
trash cans.
Embrace the
stir-
villain role.
Get some
Yeah,
laser
yes.
pointers or
something. You know, push that gray boundary in the MLB and just really progress the game. Force
just-
progression.
Cork the bats, baby. Let's just dinger after dinger. Let's go.
Let it rip,
their
man.
mascot's really creative. I feel like he could take the reins as being the brains behind a new
Controversy.
yeah.
I like
Like,
it.
you know what I would love? What if, like, the Astros decided to, like, somehow use chatbots to somehow manage their, like, so they make a chatbot GM and, like, the
that'd be
chatbot-
hilarious.
but everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, now you're using artificial intelligence."
That
And it's
would
like,
be hilarious.
bro.
That's brilliant. That's
There's
brilliant.
no
Tim.
rule. Yeah.
yeah, there's
That's
no rule for this,
brilliant.
and they're gonna be like, "But it's not the same." Blah blah blah. And
Yeah. They got all the data. Like this pitcher does well against this batter.
you know,
That's
we need
insane.
to do
People would
something.
lose
So-
their minds too.
So here's what we need to do. I don't know if I should be saying this on live. We should probably do this off books. We need to have just a betting account, but solely based on what a chat bot says. So, like, just like what Fitz said, put pitcher, who's pitching that game, and how they fare, and just let chatbot do all the shit, and we just add the money, and let's just see what happens.
Let's do it. I'm so game for that.
All right,
What's the
I'm
worst that
in.
happens? Let's do it.
We're
gonna
about to
make
go
it happen.
viral. We're about to
All
go viral.
We're about to be printing money, baby. All right. Opening day storylines. There's some really good ones. 2020 MVP Jose Abreu playing against his former team, the White Sox. Now he's part of those Astros. Interesting to see how he clicks, how he's going to do. Former MVP playing against the old team, the team that drafted him from Cuba. Going to be pretty good. 21 all-star pitchers are on the mound this weekend for opening day, including 8 Cy Young Award winners. Amazing. Some great pitching we're going to see. 9 divisional matchups. All of our favorite teams are playing against divisional matchups, by the way. Reds and Pirates lead the league in brawls. Maybe we'll have an opening day brawl. I'm here for it. And then all 30 teams are playing as well. So
Who's the Friar there on the far right?
that's the Padres.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. The Pod.
Insane. Looks like Martin Luther.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
It's like, what
so
the hell is he doing there?
out of these storylines, is there anyone you guys are really leaning into, something that you can get excited for? Like, what's going to make you tune in tomorrow to watch opening day from 1 o'clock to about 12 a.m. opening day baseball going for about 12 hours straight?
Honestly, just to watch the Twins lose. That's about as hype as I get. Oh, let's see how the Twins do this year. Oh, they're gonna be bad.
Yeah, that's how I feel too, as a Reds fan.
I mean, I'll always tune in for a brawl, so I'm always good for that. Let's see some fisticuff action.
Dude, I'm here for it. There's something about just Cincinnati and Pittsburgh that don't get along, but like especially the Reds and Pirates. I guess they're like, no, I'm the suckiest team. No, I'm the suckiest team. And they just brawl it out. I don't know. But opening day starts tomorrow. It's going to be awesome. And this is the first time in a while that I remember all 30 teams playing on the same day, which is kind of cool. Like I feel like the last couple of years it's been like split up, like opening day weekend. But where this is actually opening day, every team getting started.
Oh, that's cool.
That's cool.
So I do enjoy that. All right. Let's move on. We're going to move on to the Final Four, March Madness. It's finally here. We got our Final Four teams. Things are heating up in good old Houston. San Diego State taking on FAU. San Diego State 2.5-point favorite. Miami taking on UConn, 5.5-point favorite. If you look at these teams, only one's won a natty in basketball, and that's UConn. Miami has never won it. FAU's never won it. San Diego State's never won it. Miami and FAU have never been to a Final Four. San Diego State, I'm not sure if they've been to a Final Four or not. I believe they have, but them and UConn are probably the only Final Four teams. So you look at these six brackets called the Final Four perfectly, and those brackets still aren't perfect all the way through. Like, kudos to those people that like, hey, this is gonna be the Final Four. Because if you'd have told me this, I'd be like, it's an alternate universe. Something's not right here. But looking at this, guys, who's y'all's favorite in this Final Four matchups?
Yeah, San Diego State's never been to a Final Four.
Okay, so yeah, only UConn's been to the Final Four then.
Yeah.
It's been
I
a
mean,
while.
San Diego State, again, I've said, I think the past 2 weeks now, they had a perfect senior score when I was evaluating seniors. So they're very heavy on, seniors and grad students. So I just think that's something to keep an eye on, just as we have, and maybe it's only this, I think maybe this COVID window of having the players where they can play longer. It's still kind of early in NIL deal, so you've got a lot of the younger guys still going to the NBA, but that could balance out at some point. But I do think kind of where we're at right now, like this year, like why everyone's like, oh, what's this Final Four? Why are all these teams? I do think a big deal does have to do with like the senior leadership. And I think that reflects in San Diego State. I think it reflects in Florida Atlantic. UConn, I mean, they have it too. But then they're also a team that you kind of expect there. Miami is kind of a little bit, they're a younger squad, but they've been pretty hot all year. I did not expect this Final Four. I'm not going to pretend.
Yeah.
Last week you caught me capping a little bit.
Called yourself Skip Bayless.
I did. I did. I pulled a skip, man. But I like UConn at this point. I think that I had UCLA going in that portion, and then when they lost to Gonzaga, I was like, oh well, it'll probably be Gonzaga. UConn, it's theirs to lose at this point, but pulling for FAU. I think everyone should pull for FAU.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you, Fitz. I don't have anything meaningful to say, but I think UConn stinks. Get UConn out of there. I'm going San Diego State just because, they hadn't been here. I know everyone but UConn hasn't been here. So, but I like San Diego State, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Just run it.
I would-
Aztecs, let's go.
Yeah, I would prefer the championship to be San Diego State UConn, just because I think that would be the most interesting matchup for a
That'd be good.
championship. I would just like Florida Atlantic to get there. Just like, I don't know. I think if they can somehow get to a championship, they have a chance. And it's not like college football. Like this year we had TCU in the championship and they just, fell flat on their faces. I feel like basketball, there is a chance. Like, even though I would consider like UConn or Miami a better team, there's a chance. And also you got to factor in the in-state stuff. It's like Florida Atlantic, if they play Miami, make a claim for, who's the better team in the state of Florida. That just adds a little extra incentive. So I don't know. I think it's March Madness is going to continue into this week. Who knows what's going to happen?
I've got a pretty hot take here. I like both dogs in these games. Miami's had the toughest road in the March Madness. I mean, they took out number 1 Houston and then turned around and beat number 2 Texas. Like, impressive basketball.
And had
playing.
to play
They're
Indiana.
hot.
Indiana's also very good.
Yeah, they played Indy. And then FAU, you put their averages up there. FAU had a little bit tougher road than San Diego State. Not by much, but a little bit. And FAU is just going off stats alone. They're jumping out the books to me. So I might put a little teaser together, put FAU, Miami to win here, and have a battle of Florida. I think Florida would just fucking erupt if that was the national championship. But
I wouldn't touch Miami, man.
UConn's good. I know they're damn good. The road has been so tough, but that's what people say. I said about Texas. That Texas is going to roll past Miami, horns up for once, and then
I never felt that.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Texas was the hottest team, and Miami shut them down. But it's going to be good. I think both these games are going to be good, and the Natty's going to be good, no matter who comes out. But I do like that San Diego State UConn matchup that you said. Like that could be interesting. It could be a fun one. But I think it's good basketball, anyways. Feel free to bet on it. Just bet responsibly. Don't bet what you can't afford to lose there.
Yeah, bet a beer.
Yeah, bet a beer.
When you bet a beer, you have to sacrifice a beer. Like you have to be like, oh, I want a beer tonight. You know what? You say nope. You know what? Saving it for another day because I put it down.
Save it for that rainy day.
That's how that game works.
I hear you. I like it. Shout out to the women's Final Four. I don't have any graphics for it, but I feel like the women's committee got this thing completely right. We have 2 1 seeds in the Final Four, a 2 seed and a 3 seed, compared to the guys where it's a 9-5, 5-4, right? Number 3, LSU taking on number 1, Virginia Tech. Number 2, Iowa taking on number 1, South Carolina. That Iowa-South Carolina game is going to be lights out.
I wish that was the championship.
Dude, it really it should be, because the winner of that one brings home the Natty. Easy.
But you know what? That's what makes it a trap game, is whoever makes it out.
That is true.
You know, they get the championship and they're like, all right, we already got over that's a recipe for disaster. That's what happened to I think U.S. women. We beat Brazil. I think it was the year we beat Brazil, and then they played Japan, who'd just been cleaning everyone's clock. And they got upset.
We got beat, yeah.
What happens? Yeah. It's happened to NC State Houston. You had the Houston when they had Olajuwon and Clyde, the Louisville Houston game. Everyone's like, "Oh man, that was the championship." Oh, who cares? NC State made it. Whatever. We're gonna beat them. Greatest upset in history. So don't let it fool you.
That is true.
Don't let it fool you.
Hey, shout out to Caitlin Clark though from Iowa. She might be like the best overall women's player I've ever seen. Like she's just got it all right now, and it's been awesome to watch.
Yeah, I'm a Paige Beckers fan. I know she's been kind of battling injury, and UConn kind of fizzled out. But I do think there is kind of, I think the Curry era is starting to be seen in women's basketball, and I do think that kind of the Curry game, if there's any hope for women's basketball, I think it's with the kind of the Steph Curry game of just women who have great handles and can just shoot it from deep, like lights out. Like that could potentially like make it a very different game. So
I like that.
It's just interesting. And you see that I think you see that with the girl from Iowa. I think she's doing that.
I think you're right. Yeah, she does remind me of Steph a lot. Tim, any thoughts about women's basketball?
No, I mean, I hadn't really kept up with it, but you guys are hyping it up pretty well. I might have to catch some highlights.
Yeah, I'd say tune into that South Carolina.
No, South Carolina, Iowa. I'm probably more excited. You know, and granted, I'm in Columbia, so that's the what do you say? The soup I swim in. Is that a phrase?
Swimming in soup?
Like there's a phrase like that. It's not the
I'm
soup.
pretty sure you just made that up.
Yeah.
There's something like if you not the water you swim in. I think it's the soup you swim in. I swear that's a saying. But anyway, it's all around here. People are hype about it. I might be more hype about that than I am the men's Final Four, if I'm being honest.
Oh, wow.
That Iowa USC game is shaping up.
Swim in the soup. Swim in the soup,
baby.
It means being in trouble or being in deep shit.
Oh, that's not it.
So, I mean, that was the first Googles. I don't know. Maybe we are all swimming in the same soup. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe that's not. There is a saying, and we're gonna think about. I'm gonna figure out what it is. Maybe Maybe it's about being Is it a toxic thing?
Fitz getting up in the pulpit. Hey, we're just swimming in the same soup today. Am I right? Can I get an amen?
I did have a sermon called. I don't title my sermons, but I did have the image of swimming in the gray. I invited people to swim in the gray with me here. Talk about how it often the more beautiful, complex piece comes together when we take take parts from both sides. And
Both sides. I like it.
yeah,
Well, speaking of both sides here, let's move on to the NFL. We're talking Commanders. Dan Snyder has moved out of his office. It seems like the NFL's worst owner is finally getting out. There's been 2 groups that have offered $6 billion with a B billion dollars to buy the Commanders. That would be the highest price tag for an NFL franchise to date.
Jeez.
The two groups, the Josh Harris / Mitchell Rails group, that also includes Magic Johnson to buy that, and then a sole Canadian billionaire, Steve Apostolopoulos, I probably pronounced that all types of fucked up, has offered to buy the Commanders by himself. So you have a group of people and good old Steve from Canada bidding for this team. $6 billion with a B.
That's
Insane. And to buy the team with the worst name in the NFL, that's tough.
Oh my gosh.
Also, a terrible facility. I hate FedEx Field. Fucking terrible.
Please let the Canadian win and please move this franchise to Canada. Please. That would be so cool.
That would be cool.
How cool.
Where
I mean,
does-
who cares about Washington, right?
Where does that money go? Where does the $6 billion?
It goes to
They just-
Dan Snyder. They're paying him to buy the franchise.
It's like buying someone's boat.
Yeah.
That's insane, man.
$6 billion. It just shows, man. The rich can fuck up, but they just fuck up like straight up. Like
Come on, man.
they just keep getting richer.
I
Dan,
want it to go to
give
Canada.
like a tenth to the people of DC. Dan, come on.
I screwed you out of some really good memories. Here's some reputation. Oh man.
The guy's a sleazeball. He's not giving up any money.
No. Dude, you know what I do for $6 million? Much less $6 billion?
You know what I do for $6,000?
Yeah.
You know what I do for
$6K?
$600?
You know what I do for $6? 6 McDoubles?
Dude, six McDoubles.
Oh man. That the crazy price tag. And if you got 2 groups that have already offered it, that means that probably it's going up a little bit. I would assume. This thing
I
might
would-
approach close
oh,
to
man.
6.5 billion.
Please go to Canada. You know, oh, I mean, think about it would be the perfect stepping stone for like an overseas NFL team. It's Canada, right? So
Yeah.
like you're not getting so crazy with the time zone. So you're technically international. I mean, think about the Toronto Raptors. Like, yeah, it's I mean, it's not always fun, I would imagine, to like go play in Toronto, but if you have a team outside the US and it's in Canada, shoot, you're an international sport.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. I love it. Whatever team, if that happens, I would support the shit out of whatever team goes to Canada.
All right, Tim. What Canadian city or province are you putting this thing in? Toronto?
Oh,
You smacking
I
right
don't
there. Have the
know.
Maple Leafs, Raptors, and
I mean, that would be pretty
Alberta.
baller.
yeah. Now, what are you calling? What do you call? Are you keeping the Commander's name?
No, trash. You'd have to. It'd be a total. It'd be a new
Yeah.
franchise. You
Yeah,
can't. You
yeah.
couldn't bring. I
Total
wouldn't
face it.
associate any of the Washington Commanders or anything. I would just be like, I'm basically paying $6 billion to have a team here. It's going to be a totally different team. I would love it.
I might
Please,
pay the
please,
XFL
please.
to get the Nighthawk name, the Toronto Nighthawks, red and
Ooh.
black.
Hmm.
That'd be pretty
That'd
fire.
be pretty nice.
I don't know if you'd move them though, just because there is some really rich history with the Washington franchise. With Sean Taylor, the Super Bowls, like there's history there. It'd be tough to move that team from DC
Nah.
to
They
Canada.
haven't had any history in like the last.
Dogs. Yeah.
I agree, but like
Weird.
there's still you still honor the history. Like RIP to Sean
History.
Taylor. Like you gotta
What about like the Baltimore Colts
screw him. Fuck him. Lamar Jackson said it.
or like the Houston Oilers? They had history.
Yeah. I'm all for like, yo, yeah, everyone remember those Commanders? Yeah. Okay. Whatever. This is the new team. We're going to Toronto or Vancouver.
Even if they don't move, I think the first thing is you rename it again. Like
You got to have a total rebrand. That's
I mean,
Yeah.
you change a name or a location, anything's up for grabs. That's kind of how I feel.
yeah.
if I'm paying
Raiders
$6
could
billion
change
for
their
anything,
name if they wanted to.
Yeah. If I'm paying $6 billion for something, I'm doing it my way. I'm not sticking with the Commanders.
Yeah, that's true too. Like I paid how much? Yeah, shut up. I'm driving this
Yeah.
ship. Yeah.
Yeah.
Washington Magic. Maybe that's why Magic Johnson's there. Anyways, all right. Let's keep with NFL here. Interesting news here. NFL. Well, I don't know what happened to us there. NFL has maxed out. Each team only gets 2 short weeks, so that means playing on a Thursday and having to playing on a Sunday, having to turn around and play it on a Thursday. Or meaning, hey, you played on a Monday, now you have to play on a Thursday, Monday, then a Sunday. Like you only get 2 short weeks, short of 7 days. Now, some teams could play back-to-back Thursday night games, which I don't think any team would complain about. You get, a nice, good rest, then even more rest going into that second Thursday night game or after the Thursday night game. They wanted to flex Thursday night games. So if a team's really hot, like we had, how many Denver Thursday night games did we have? It was terrible. Too many. Like it would have been awesome if the NFL would have flexed some better games in there and be like, hey, we're going to move you from Sunday afternoon to Thursday now. And I'm sure coaches would bitch and complain. I'm sure players might bitch and complain, but the fans would love it. And I think the fans would get behind it. And some owners wanted to flex it. Obviously, money, you being the primetime game on Thursday, more people tune in, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But
Thursday
shot it down.
Because
it is tough. It's
so
a tough turnaround.
Quick. Like, if you're planning to play Sunday and then it's like, oh, actually, no, we're going to move it to Thursday this week. That's tough.
Like, you would have to know before Sunday's game. Like, that's the only fair way to do it. Like, you'd have to know, like, Saturday, Friday at 5 o'clock. Hey, are we flexing or not?
Yeah. And I feel like they couldn't do it to you more than once in a season.
Yeah, that'd be tough. Yeah. Because it's different from being flexed out of Sunday night to Sunday afternoon. Like, that's different.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think it's a cool concept. It's got to have some tweaking. It's got to do some, something better. But maybe we'll see it next year being implemented. But I did like the max of 2 short.
Have me pick the Thursday games. Yeah, I'll pick better ones than y'all.
Yeah.
They always pick terrible matchups. I'm like, why did you pick that game?
We got the Browns taking on the Raiders. It's like,
they always pick it's divisional, I think, and that's where they try to play it safe, but it's not interesting. It's like okay, the Browns are playing the Steelers, and they're both
Saints
like
Falcons. Woo!
Oh man, Mitch Trubisky versus Jacoby Brissett. This is exciting.
Can't wait to stay up late for this one. Yeah.
It doesn't, I don't know. So like, I like watching Thursday night football because like, what the heck do you have going on Thursday? You work and then you're like, oh, there's nothing on. Oh wait, there's football on tonight.
Yeah.
Move it to Friday.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I know you don't like it. NFL doesn't like it. Apparently a lot of people don't like it, but it solves this
but
problem.
Tim likes it.
It solves this problem of like, I don't really care for it. I love Thursday night football, but like if you're trying to, so you're trying to flex more games in more days because clearly you don't want to do Saturday because I don't know if you want to compete with college football views. I'm not sure why they don't just stick with Saturday every weekend. Like that to me makes the most sense. Open Saturday and Sunday, play your games there, and it just gives you more flexibility. But if you push a Thursday night to Friday night, I mean, okay, so let's say a short week, you play on Monday night or even Sunday night, and you got to play on a Friday. That still gives you an extra day versus a Thursday turnaround.
Yeah, that's true.
So like, it kind of solves the problem of it allows a little bit more flexibility for more views. It also gives the players a little more. It's kind of like it's not great either way, but it's kind of a middle ground. So I just don't know. I mean, they'd never do it, but like move it to Friday. Just do Friday.
I just like Thursday because it's like perfect for the work week.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, I made it to Thursday. Gosh, I got one more day, but hey, there's football tonight. And it's like I can watch the game. You know what? So what? I'll stay up late and I'll wake up I'll wake up and deal with it Friday, but it's Friday, baby. It's like no one really, I don't know. It just feels right for the week.
Yeah.
I totally agree. They'll never do Saturday. It's all about money, and college football rules Saturdays. And like you're taking away money from universities or people like Don't watch the Browns or the Buckeyes. The Buckeyes actually win. I'll watch the Buckeyes. Like you take away money and revenue from there, but I do like that Friday option as just or if you got flexed to a Thursday night game, now it bumps to a Friday night game to give you an extra day to like recover as a flex. Like it's a flex Friday. Maybe something to look into.
I don't even watch football on Saturday.
For shame, Pastor. For shame.
Just kidding.
That's my entire Saturdays. Oh,
No, I do.
Yeah. All right. Let's stay with the NFL. We got 2 more NFL topics, and then we'll get a random question pub parlay. But this one, shout out to Coach Keith, one of my former coaches. Love coaching with him. Big Atlanta fan. And he is hype for the free agencies they brought in. I mean, they have beefed up their defense night and day. Jesse Bates, my guy from Cincinnati, goes there, and I love the way Jesse Bates plays. Like, he's phenomenal to watch. Hard-hitting safety. He'll cover people. Like, it's awesome to watch him just go out there and just – man, I hate it because we lost him, but I'm happy for him. They signed Calais Campbell today for a 1-year deal. Big defensive end from New Orleans. That's going to help him hugely. David Onamada, I think I pronounced that right. And then Caden Ellis also coming to help that defense. I mean, this defense is completely different than last year. They got new DC, new coordinator, new position coaches. I think Atlanta's defense is something to watch out for. It's stacked. Their offense needs a lot of help. But I think NFC South, maybe you want to throw some money, maybe you want to throw a beer on it or something. Maybe Falcons win the NFC South just because defense wins championships. I think we see it year in and year out. But your thoughts, are the Falcons a contender now that their defense is beefed up?
Who's their quarterback?
It would be
Desmond
Ritter. Yeah, Desmond Ritter. As of right now.
I think it's a quarterback league.
It is.
Championships, but not the way these refs are calling games.
They got Heineke, too.
I was going to say, they got your boy.
That's right. They have Heineke. Nah, he's still not getting it done.
I think just like you said, Parker, I think the South, NFC South, is open. It's wide open. I was talking with my buddy Greg. He's a big Atlanta fan, friend of the show. Shout out to Greg.
Love you, Greg.
Original listener.
Big shout out, OG Greg. Him and I were talking about the signing of Campbell. I was pretty jealous because the Lions were in contention with trying to get him signed. I thought he would have been wonderful for our defense, but it just stacks the defense, like you said, Parker. Their defense is looking scary, and I think this actually helps the development of Ritter. So, if you can have a really strong defense, I mean, Ritter's going to get more action. If you have a lot of 3-and-outs where your defense can get the ball back in your hands, I mean, I think the Falcons are going to know pretty quick, what they have in Ritter based on just their defense. Their defense is going to give them more opportunities. Yeah. So, I was kind of hype about what the Falcons did last year. I was kind of, you guys gave me crap some weeks, but I like them. I like the Falcons. I think they're going to do great. It's just a matter. I mean, Ritter's the biggest ball, but you have Heineke as a backup. I mean, that's not a bad spot to. Let's say Ritter doesn't pan out. Okay, that doesn't mean you're in tank mode. Like Heineke's still going to win you a couple games. So
He's got some magic,
right? Yeah. So with a good defense, I mean, Heineke can pull out some magic. So we'll see. Yeah, I like it though.
He pulled out magic with the worst franchise, Washington. Like, imagine what he does with a better franchise, like Atlanta. And yeah, Tim, I think you're right. I think it helps because 3-and-outs, shorter fields, and like the pressure's off you a little bit. Like it's like, hey, defense
open the playbook.
Yeah, like this is gonna be fun to watch. And you got Heineke pushing you and saying, hey, if you don't earn this spot, I'm taking this shit. Like I'm here for it. I'm sold plus 400 odds for them to win the division. I might throw $20 on that. Make a little money, man. Why not? They'll buy dinner, date night. Why not?
Yeah. Who else is going to win? The Panthers?
Yeah, the Panthers and the Saints are tied for first there. Bucks are dead last.
See, the Bucks, questions around Kyle Trask. What's he going to be? I don't know. It's question marks all around this division.
Baker Mayfield.
The Bake Show, baby. I like the Falcons a lot. That's preseason favorite to win that division. Give me the Falcons. All right, one more NFL topic, and I was trying to save it for last. I was hoping Devin would be here.
Lamar.
Tough. Hate it. Lamar Jackson officially demands a trade. He demanded it March 2nd, came out, 2-3 days ago to his IG followers and said, I would demand a trade. Now, they did franchise tag Lamar, which means it's an exclusive franchise tag. They get a chance to match the offer, or the team has to give up 2 first-round picks to get Lamar. So basically saying Lamar Jackson's trade value, at least 2 first-rounders. At least. Lamar Jackson rumored he'd love to be a Patriot. Patriots rumored they might really love to have him there. I don't know how, Mac Jones, 3 bad plays away from being replaced from the Western Kentucky quarterback. Like, things maybe aren't great in the quarterback world there for him. But Colts also makes sense. The Jets, if they bow out of the Rodgers scenario, the Panthers, Texans, your Lions, Tim, have been rumored to maybe talk some shop to him. Bucks, Commanders, Titans, and then the Colts. That's kind of like the favorites to sign Lamar here.
Bucks would be scary. That would be very scary.
Yeah,
Patriots is kind of scary, but I don't know if I see them doing that. Nope, sorry, not Siri. Scary. My computer thought I said Siri.
I was like, what?
She's like, what? She's like, what about Lamar Jackson?
Right. Tim, him in a Lions uniform. I know you're a big golf guy, but I think that goes from like Lions, hey, they got some potential to like, fuck, this is Lions division. Like NFC North, they've upgraded in the right spot, and Lamar can go win you some big ball games.
Yeah, I know.
You don't want to pay for him.
Yeah, and I know we're talking specifically the Lions, but like our offense wasn't the problem last year. Golf did it. Golf with the weapons he had, St. Brown, like they performed. The first half of the year, our defense was just a colander. It was just you could just run all over it, you could pass all over it. Everything was getting through. So like for the Lions specifically, I just don't think Lamar's worth it when we have a good play with golf. Our offense is running pretty smoothly, but yeah, it's just that guaranteed money. I mean, Irsay came out this week and said it like the problem is not the money. The problem is that he wants it guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
And like, what owner wants to pay that bill when a player hasn't finished the last 2 seasons?
Yeah. I know he's like, he clapped back today and was like, I am durable. Like I've shown it. Like last season was a fluke. And this past season was like, kind of like, fuck you, pay me type of deal. Like it wasn't necessarily injuries getting a hold of him, but yeah, I think Deshaun Watson screwed the entire quarterback market. Or I guess technically the Browns screwed the entire quarterback market by giving him such fat guaranteed money that now I don't blame him. Like you give money to Deshaun, think about how many masseuses he's going to buy. Now give me my money and let me show you some good things I'm going to do. Like if I'm Lamar, Joe Burrow, Air Bear, Mahomes, like I want guaranteed money like Watson. Like I don't blame him, but I think the Browns screwed everybody.
What about money do me?
That's
in Speed.
Love that movie.
Have you guys seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
Yeah.
Okay, so this like the way I picture the Ravens, in the beginning when the 2 castle guards are sitting there and they're looking across the field and they see this guy just running at them, and it keeps going back, and the guards are just like looking back, and then out of nowhere the guy is right up in their face and he just stabs them both and he runs in the castle. That was the Baltimore Ravens when Deshaun Watson signed the contract. They saw Lamar Jackson running, and they're like, "Oh yeah, he's up next. We probably want to give him a good contract." And then he just comes with like guarantee money, bam, bam, and he just like keeps running. Like that's the perfect meme scenario I see of all this. I don't know. Do you guys think? Okay, this is kind of getting in the weeds here, but like, I think RG3 had mentioned something about him sitting out this year. Do you guys think that's an option for him to just not play?
Lamar?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I thought that was crazy too.
Yeah.
I saw that and I was like, I can't see
That's
that.
Absurd.
he was due for money last year and he showed out. So like I don't see him just saying like, all right, I'm not playing at all. Like he's gonna get some money, but
Here's
I don't
the thing. I don't hate it. You control everything. You don't say, hey, your tag is useless to you now. I'm gonna sit out injuries, whatever. I'm tight. I still get money. I still get the money I'm owed from you. And I don't have to have any wear and tear on my body. I'm a year fresher. And now I get to pick like, hey, I'm worth what I'm worth. I'm my own agent.
Absurd, bro.
Do I think he does it? No. But business moves,
You know, you sound like
I wouldn't hate it.
skip. Wait a minute. Skip. Wait.
Oh, I sound like
Skip.
Shannon Sharp. Hey, I'm just saying, I don't hate it. All right, pub parlay time. Let's make some money, boys.
Maybe for a Halloween episode, we'd have to do it without getting sued.
Right.
But I just show up as Skip, and everyone shows up as a terrible analyst.
I'm here for it. All right, pub parlay time.
I'd be like,
Whoosh.
I called Purdue losing in the first round.
Rewind the tape. Oh man! All right.
I said Zach Edey is a joke. They don't know how to move the ball around him.
Oh my gosh. So, any bets you guys want to make this weekend? Let's do it.
Money in the bank.
I got to next XFL.
I mean, you already know where I'm going. It's just a matter of if it lines up with you guys.
Yeah.
Are we doing Friday, Saturday?
So,
Sunday?
Tim, it doesn't matter for you because they preload XFL games. Me and Fitz just have to be on the right path.
Let's go. Okay.
Yeah, you got the easy job here.
Um,
Fitz, what do you want? You want Saturday
Yeah.
or Sunday or Friday?
are we going to do Final Four picks?
If you want. Scared money don't make money.
Gamble. It's a gamble. Oh, I should look at the women's game. Let me see. What are they putting? Oh, gosh. They're giving 12 points to the Gamecocks.
That's bold. That's bold.
That's a
Kyle.
lot of points, man.
Caitlin took that personally.
I would take Iowa to cover the points.
Iowa plus 12.
Yeah. Like, I mean, if they lose, it's not going to be by 12.
I agree with you. I think so too.
I don't think that. I mean, I know I like South Carolina to win, but I don't think they're going to win by 12.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I don't hate it. Tim?
are we doing the parlay pick here?
Yeah, we're doing
Yeah.
he's
Okay.
taking Iowa women's. That's
Yeah.
preloaded, so we're good there.
Okay. Is that like you feel like that's like a underdog, or is that pretty solid pick? What are you feeling, Fitz?
Well, I'm not going to pick Iowa to win because I'm pulling for the Gamecocks.
Okay.
But
okay.
Gamecock
if you
guy.
think Iowa's going to win, it's plus 463. But they're giving them 12. They got USC by 12, which is I think it's a lot. I think it's a game that gets decided by like one shot.
I can see that.
So I think that's a
Okay.
safe pick.
And they're playing Friday
Okay.
night, 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. Eastern, not
Okay.
a.m. Good
Okay.
Lord. Tim?
Okay, I'll go with safe pick too because I feel like we need a. I feel like we need to win. We're gonna go the DC Defenders over the Orlando Renegades on Saturday.
Renegade.
Or no, sorry. Orlando Guardians.
Okay.
Guardians.
So we're taking the
Um,
Defenders over the Guardians.
Defenders over Guardians. I mean, this is an easy win for the Defenders. So like, it should be a pretty easy pick, unless we want to get frisky. If we want to get frisky, I got to go with my Sea Dragons. So
Who are they
Yeah.
taking on?
Sea Dragons have hold up, let me pull the schedule up. Sea Dragons have Arlington.
Oh, the Roughnecks.
They're the Renegades.
Renegades, yeah.
So I mean, I still like the Sea Dragons on that, but it's going to be a much closer match. So like, if you want me to pick a risky pick, I'll pick the Sea Dragons, but a safe pick is going to be the Defenders over the Guardians.
All right. I really want to do a Final Four pick, but I just think it's not fair, so I'm gonna do that myself. Give me the Celtics Friday night. Take it on the Jazz. It's in Boston. It's in TD Garden. Jazz having to travel West Coast to East Coast. I like my Celtics to win against the Jazz Friday night. So we got Iowa plus 12, Defenders money line, Celtics money line. Get those bets in by Friday. This is it. Been a few weeks since we hit.
Yeah, we need it.
Tonight we ride, baby. We ride. All right. Random question. Anybody got one for us?
I did have a random question, but it might not be a good random question, but it is a random question, if that makes sense.
We're swimming in
What's
soup,
the
baby.
weirdest conspiracy that we could create for Matt Whitehorn and like where he's gone? I thought that earlier when we were like, Matt, still haven't heard from him. I was just like, what kind
So
of
I actually heard
conspiracy could we?
Matt was clubbing downtown, and the sex cults got him. They drug him into the depths of the tunnels, and now he's one of the tunnel people of a sex club in downtown London. That's what I heard.
Wow.
I could believe that.
Yeah.
Wow. Jeez. I heard Matt actually didn't exist, and it was a AI chat program that we've been growing close to for all these years. So the data finally corrupted, and the AI just kind of dissipated. So
Well, I do know Matt was really feeling himself when he came to the States. He came to the States,
yeah.
and he met these American women that just loved his accent, and went back to London, and he's kind of like, oh man, it'd be nice to. I think he convinced an American to move over, and it's not even that elaborate of a conspiracy. This is just legit what I'm thinking is happening. I think he's found like an American girl. Yeah, cue the Tom Petty music, but he's just running around this girl. He's like, I don't have time for the pub.
Brittany from Texas.
Got me an American woman. Yeah.
I like it. Well, Matt, wherever you are, we're thinking of you if you ever existed at all. Who knows? Hey, that's going to do it for the show. I hope you guys had a wonderful time. We'll catch you guys next Tuesday. Fitz, we're doing Tuesday?
Tuesday. It's got to be Tuesday.
All right. Tuesday. P's and T's for the pub parlay. We need it. Y'all take care.
Bye.
Every
I
week.
need a new outro.
Every week.
What are you doing?
I'm done. I
Oh
need
my
a new
gosh.
outro because
We would be the
I
bad
just-
boys of
I'm
Little
bad
League.
at
I'm
it.
telling you that.
Dang, homie.
Fly.
We would beat
Dang.
the tar out
Bar's
of the other
too
team.
high.
I'm just gonna go out and say
Bar
it.
is too high.
Joey Chestnut has to
Damn
be
it.
on the pub.
Has to
I was
be.
watching Pulp
I mean-
Fiction too before
Has
this,
to
and
be.
I'm not
That was a journey.
Man, I'm gonna get real theological on y'all. I think we're all a
We're
little
all
soft and
and
misunderstood.
misunderstood.
I'll just be real honest. It's
Get
true.
Luke Combs.
That is
I was begging for Luke
I like-
Combs not too long
I like
ago.
Devin's.
We'll get Luke
my
Combs on here.
God, when
I
he-
challenge
when he-
Luke. I think I can actually beat him in shotgunning a beer. So if he thinks he's got the cojones to come on and try, then by all means, Luke, bring it on.
There's the intro.
That's the intro. You just hit my promo for me, James. I love it. You son of a bitch.
Guys, I have some bad news.
Uh-oh.
I went to Trader Joe's for the first time, and it's a pretty cool store if you hadn't been to Trader Joe's.
It is cool.
I've been to Trader Joe's.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just now coming into the world. They had a beer that I saw, and it kind of made me sad. It was a porter, and it was called Coffees for Closers.
No.
I know. I was like, that was our idea.
Oh.
I
We
know.
want
So,
royalties.
I didn't buy it. I should have bought it to
Closes
try it. So if you guys
always.
go to Trader Joe's anytime soon, look for it. It's out there. Coffees for Closers.
Is there any way to